So one of the reasons that a book can be very powerful is because it is a symbol. It is a symbol, if you will, right? And even if people aren't skimming it, it's something to hold in their hand. It's something to hold in their hand. It's something to connect them to you. Now, how do you write a book? I'm not going to get into how do you write a book. I'm going to give you 2 quick examples this morning, but I will share with you this book. I actually have the very first book I wrote was a compilation, and I kind of pulled that from some things that I had written in newsletters and put a chapter in it. The second book I wrote was It's Decision Time, and we don't have one of those here. It's called It's Decision Time, 365 Days of Sarcasm, Sweat, and Success, or something like that. And it was a 365-day book. So it was about a paragraph for 365 days. It was a quote or it was a paragraph. It was like you open the book and you turn it to every day and you have like a success or business moment. The third book I wrote was Hell Yeah Diaries, Uncensored Outburst on the Path to 7 Figures. Oh, can you see that? Hell Yeah Diaries, Uncensored Outburst on the Path to 7 Figures. And this was a year's worth of newsletters turned into a book. A year's worth of me writing a weekly newsletter, and I took all of that and turned it into a book. The next book I wrote, this was through a traditional publishing house, and I got an advance for this book. I'll also share with you this. When I talked to the publishing house, Wiley was my publisher, about this book, and they were considering me to give me an advance and take me on as a client, I had like pages of what my book was going to be about and why they would want to take me and why my content was so important. And they got on that call with me and they said, "How many books can you sell?" And I said, I think I can. I said, "How many do I need to hit the bestseller?" And they said, "Between 13 and 17,000. I said, "I can sell 15,000. They were like, "Great, we'll send you a contract." Now, of course, they knew who I was and they did this, but they did not care about the content of my book. They cared about how many books I could sell. We ended up selling about 17,000 of these books, which landed us on the New York Times. This last book that I wrote, which just came out like a year ago, Karen Strauss, who will be the publisher for our Inspire books, published this book. And this book is from 6 months of Facebook Lives. We took 6 months of Facebook Lives, we transcribed them, and turned it into a book. I think the piece that a lot is missing, and I think somebody day one said, "I can't believe people aren't teaching this, Suzanne." Really, the 2 pieces are the captivation piece and the content piece. Because my clients will tell you, I don't ever do something one time. If I do it once, it is getting repurposed into 20 different things. And that's what gets your attention, because it becomes a book, it becomes a video series, it becomes a funnel, it becomes a webinar, whatever it becomes. So 6 months of Facebook Lives. I was on this like committed, disciplined role to do Facebook Lives during COVID. I said, I have all this content. I was doing like a Facebook Live a day or every other day. Took all of that, boom, I have a book, Win No Matter What, Be the Best When Life is at Its Worst, and it has a program with it that the program is just the book, and the program is Win No Matter What. That is really the only neuroscience and mindset program that we've ever had in our company. I'm not a great writer. I don't mean I'm not a great writer. I'm sure I'm a fine writer. Writing is very hard for me. I'm a speaker. I'm verbal. Writing is a challenge for me, right? And so this is how I get a lot of books. So 1, 2, 3, I have 5 books, right? 5 books in about 12-ish years. And it's because I am always creating content that I can then do that. Those are the points of books. Okay, so that's the book. Now, let me also show you, now let me go to the correct slide, sorry. How your speech becomes a book. Do you see that your intro And your chapter 1, your pain of a book, is the inspire part of your talk. Not if you're getting this now. It's the inspire part of your talk. Your education points, right? Sorry. Inspire is intro, chapter 1, and chapter 2, pain and solution, right? That's all inspire. Then chapter 3 through 10 are your education points. You're just taking those education points and expanding them into more chapters. Your ask, the offer, is chapter 11, the turning points, right? So whatever your offer is a turning point for your people, and you build that out as a chapter or 2. I'm sorry, and that last one should say chapter 12. And chapter 12 is the motivate. It's a desire. It's an action. It's a next step. One speech changes everything. One speech writes all your content. One speech gets you all the clients you need. One speech is the cash injection. One speech is the book.